And we're live. More importantly, we're all
Yay!
here.
Yay!
Yay! I'm home for a week and then I'm gone again.
How was
I
your
leave.
time off?
It wasn't really time off as I was editing videos the whole time and recording videos.
How was
Man, your
your
life's
two
so
And
hard.
and we guested at a con.
How was your 2 weeks of work then? For the year?
It sure was work.
Cool. Do anything cool besides like the con?
Not not overly really. We just kind of had a nice laid back week for recording and then we did the con.
Okay.
It was a good time.
What was
Okay.
the con like? This is MomoCon?
Yeah, this was MomoCon in Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. They moved to a bigger venue. It was actually attached to the CNN building. So we got to walk around like the base of the CNN network, and if we had the time, we could have taken a guided tour. The con itself was like pretty spread out. It was all right, nice and varied. Wasn't just anime, which I expected it to be. It was like gaming stuff, some comic stuff around every now and then. They had a laser tag arena set up.
Did you play?
No, sadly, I didn't have the time.
Oh, okay.
And when I did have the time, I was too exhausted.
So what were you doing during the con that was keeping you busy?
Like just running around nonstop. We had a panel on the second day, but their projectors couldn't support any of our gear, so we had to redo the panel at a later date. And by a later
Oh.
date, I mean like 5 hours later.
This problem
Okay.
sounds real familiar to PAX.
Sort of, except I think at PAX it was our fault,
Oh.
and at this one it definitely wasn't.
Okay. Did you
It
like
was
tell them
actually,
ahead of time we need this stuff?
I mean, we've run the panel there before, so
Oh, okay.
we ended up just doing like a Q&A there instead on while we were on like this main theater stage. It was live stream too, which was the worst part. So we're like, oh great, the live stream one is the one that fails. Great.
Whose channel was it on?
MomoCon's.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
So wait, did
Yeah.
you do 2 panels then?
Yeah, we ended up doing
Okay.
2 panels. So like originally we were scheduled for like 5 p.m. and then we ended up doing it again at 11.
At
And
night.
then they gave 11 at night.
Whoa.
They gave us another half hour because of the goof up and there was nothing else on schedule. So we went till about 12:30. We weren't staying in town because we were staying with a local friend who it's like a half hour out of town. So we got back home about 2 a.m. and then we realized we had to be back and in the vendors hall at 11 a.m. for another like signing session.
Wow. You're busy.
Yeah, so we had like no time on that, and then Saturday like we were just all exhausted because we never got any sleep. And then I personally skipped the final day. It was a 4-day con.
That's
So, like,
rough. I don't think I've done a 4-day con before.
They're all right.
I don't think so.
I mean, like Comic Expo here's 4 days. It's been 4 days for a while.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever done 4 days here either, and I live here. I've done 2.
I'm not. I feel like I've done 3 at least for Comic Expo, but I do remember running out of things to do by the end of the last day.
You kind of run out of things to do by the end of the first day, honestly.
Yeah, unless there's like panels that interest you or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the first thing Reese and I did, we went straight to like the vendors hall and just like walk through, pick
Yeah.
up stuff.
That's pretty much what that expo is. I don't know. Like here in
No,
Calgary.
I was saying MomoCon, but even at Comic Expo, we did that same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say here in Calgary, there's no panelists that I usually care about. It's pretty rare. PAX is a different story. There are a ton of panelists I want to go see there, but here, not so much.
Yeah.
All in all, a good trip, though.
Yeah, not an all right time. Just happy to be home, even though I leave again on the 15th. So.
How was the actual flying part? What got lost this time?
Believe it or not, I think nothing was lost this time.
That means it's happening next time. I'm so sorry in advance.
Luggage got searched at least once, if not twice. Got the tech controller suitcase back soaking wet. So if something doesn't work, I'll also not be surprised.
Nice.
Why was it
Yeah.
wet? Like rain or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
but other than that, yeah, like the worst thing I had to deal with was a really long line at customs coming back home
Makes sense.
and having way too many like things to carry on the plane with me.
Okay, I have to ask because I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably are, and I saw this image from other people. What the hell was with all the 3DSs?
Okay, so we had a bunch of 3DSs there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I had one. Tim had one, and then there were 2 other people there who had about 5 between them each. So there was like 13 in the shot, I think, 12 or 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of them were like capture units. Some of them were like previous models that the person was using before they upgraded. Some were actually other family members that someone brought along, stuff like that. So it was just a pile of 3DSs for street passing, basically.
Oh, okay. Cool. Street Pass games happening a lot then?
Yeah, knocked out the zombie one completely, and I'm near the end of the fishing one. I've like got the story done. I'm just working on getting the last couple of tickets.
Cool. Well, that's a good thing to talk about here on the Top Down Perspective, where we talk about video games.
Whoa!
I don't think we officially did that yet, so it is June the 4th coming at you live right now.
June the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
That's how that goes.
Thank you. Thanks. You're going to E3. That's
Cheers.
your next one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm Paul. With me is Sean
fast.
and John. We should do that too.
We should do all that. Let's get that out of the way.
There, let's get it all out of the way.
Going to E3 and then staying for a week to hang with my buddy Gerard.
Nice.
Okay. So I guess when you get back from that, we'll do our E3 episode.
Yeah, I'll actually be home for like another 2 weeks
weekend
before I go again.
What weekend is that? Is it on the 13th and 14th? Is it that one?
E3 is 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, so it's during the week. Okay.
Yeah, E3 is always in the middle of the week.
And then when are you coming back?
The 25th.
Okay, so a week right after that. Okay, so I'm back on the 19th. So maybe like Paul and I can do something on that weekend, and then E3 episode after that.
Yay. Yeah.
Sweet.
We'll figure it out.
Yes, we always do.
Yeah. But I'm always excited for E3. It's a fun, news-filled time. That's for sure.
Yeah. Looking at all the things that are coming out and wondering how are they going to screw this up this time, basically.
And I get to stand in line for hours.
Yes. Right. You should just stay in your hotel and watch the conferences from there. Much more convenient.
I actually do that with Nintendo's, and since you need to be given passes for the other ones, like that's what I have to do.
Oh, okay. You can't get passes for the other ones?
No, they give them out beforehand. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and because like E3 took forever to get back to me about whether or not I was getting a pass, I'm pretty sure all the passes are gone at this point. And they're invite only, so.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one of my friends got invited back to Nintendo's back when they were actually still running them. He even got an invite to Sony's, but I've got nothing. I got an invite to EA's and Ubisoft's last year, and I said no to both.
Hey, man, you should have gone to the Ubisoft one because their PR are kind of weird. You got to get on that list.
Usually.
Yeah, you got to get on that list of people they trust.
Are you going to go to PAX Australia?
Can't afford it. It's way too expensive.
I would
it's like
love to.
$2,000 a flight.
Oh,
okay.
God, I would love to go to that one. I don't know why.
There's still tickets for that available.
Of course there is.
If it wasn't so expensive, I'd be all.
They still have 3-day passes, in fact. So,
ooh.
Whoa, you should get on that. 3-day passes are probably more expensive than a flight. To like PAX Prime, like full weekend passes.
You might be right on that.
Yeah. You might be.
I think, like, for me at least, buying 4 days of passes would easily be more than like my commute up there. Because it's like a 12. I guess it's. Oh no, I guess it's the same distance, right? 12 hours for you guys, 12 hours for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, cool. So with that, why don't we just jump in and say, John, what have you been playing these 2 weeks, I guess?
All right. I've been playing the brand new Puzzles and Dragons. I've been playing the Mario edition.
Okay, so my prediction is this is it. You're done with games. This is your game. You're never coming out of this.
I've actually been playing more Shuffle than I have been of this.
This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
I kind of got bored of it partway through.
Of the better one. The Mario one.
Finished up whatever I had left in Shuffle. Now I have nothing to do in Shuffle for like another couple weeks, so I'm like going back.
The Mario
to this
one
now and then.
Is better than Shuffle. How? I don't understand this.
I like the problem is I'm at a grinding point in Puzzles and Dragons, which is just boring.
That's all you're doing in Shuffle.
At least with Shuffle, it's predetermined puzzles, so it's more like, all right, let's figure this out.
Well, okay, I guess I'm not at the grinding point in the Mario one, but like,
Where are you? Where are you in Mario Puzzles?
That's the thing is I've been forcing myself not to play it because I want it for my trip. So I just finished the first world in the Mario one. I haven't touched Z.
I'm gonna just tell you. Everyone tells me that the Z version's much better. The
Okay.
Mario one is like terribly balanced, and you will realize that once you get to the end of World 2, maybe World 3.
Okay.
I found unintentionally a way to like power level a bit, so I did some of that. But still, my team
How do
keeps
you
getting
power
wrecked.
level?
There's a certain enemy you can collect that if you like sacrifice them to your teammates, they like shoot up in levels.
Okay. What's the enemy? Tell me your ways.
It's the coin coffer, like the little, in the 3D Mario games, a little enemy who's like invisible, but you jump on him and he spits out coins.
No.
He looks like just a giant purse with lips and googly eyes.
I'm gonna trust you.
All right, they say their name when they show up, anyways. You'll know.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm
yeah,
enjoying it like quite a bit.
it's
I'm
fun.
just
Don't get me wrong. Like I was playing it before we did this,
Right.
but I don't know. I was at a crummy point for a while. Like it really feels unbalanced at times. Like I had one boss just his normal attacks were doing like 1.5 times my maximum health, and my team was mainly around like level 30, which is
Okay. Well, I'm
decently
nowhere near
high.
that, so. And are you talking about the Mario one or Z?
Mario one. I haven't touched Z yet. I wasn't gonna touch Z until I finished the Mario one.
Oh, okay. So you were saying
Like-
you've just heard that Z is much better.
Yeah, no one in our group because like 5 of us picked it up when it came out. I know Reese got it, Masay got it, Tim got it, and Chugga got it. So we all ended up playing it. And Tim, I think, actually beat the Mario one before we went home. He was at World 8 on like the last day of the con. I remember that. I'm at World 4. I think everyone else is around.
There's like
World
a
3 or
whole
4.
second game to it though. Like
Hmm?
there's like another like 8 worlds
Wait, what?
in the
There's
Mario one.
16 There's 16 worlds in the Mario one?
I believe, yeah, because there was that micro direct, and they even said, "Hey, now that this game's out, we can talk about it." There's like a whole other half.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Which, like most Mario games, there's like a whole other huge section nowadays. So, at least that's what I think I interpreted that from the video. It's been a few days. Maybe it was 1 extra world, or it might have been 8.
I
extra
thought
worlds.
they said they added an extra world or two as DLC, or they were going to, as like
No,
free
not
DLC.
even. This isn't DL. Well, I don't think it's DLC. I'm pretty sure it's in the game. But I could be mistaken. Either way, though, don't you just kind of like the fact that there's no timer or like amount you can play? Because that's the thing with Shuffle, right? Like with
Oh,
its
yeah, no, like,
free-to-play hooks.
Compared to but Shuffle also made like a change that makes it easy to hold on to hearts now. And I was at a con where I was getting free hearts all the time, so like I've got 30 hearts in Shuffle that I don't even have to use. I'm just sitting on at this point.
Okay, and our hearts are what you play with. It's been a while since I've played.
Yeah,
Shuffle.
so they changed it so that originally, like when you got like StreetPass hearts, you had to use them, and then your 5 free ones would kick in. Now it's the other way around. You always use your 5 free ones first, and then the timer kicks back in to give you more.
Okay.
So now, like, it's just like, all right, I guess I'll just stockpile hearts for when they add new content.
I didn't really know Shuffle had Street Pass stuff, but I know there's Street Pass in the Mario one.
Hmm?
What does that do?
It's kind of shitty. You basically just get a profile card, and you can also use whoever they have listed as their helper as your helper
Right
in the game.
Okay. Yes, that sucks. That's
Yeah.
not cool.
It's kind of a waste of a Street Pass slot, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know
can't-
how it is for Z. I assume it to be the same.
It would
If
be
he
nice if
has
it was kind of like Brave the Default, where you could use them as like an attack, like a strong attack.
Yeah, I know that
would have been cool.
I still have my Brave Default Street Pass on because people still keep coming up to me saying thank you for like having this powerful move as your Street Pass.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, well, I honestly thought this was going to be like your game since you love Shuffle so much, and I was enjoying the little I had played of Mario.
I like it. I mean, the other problem is I've been playing another puzzle game that came out that has kind of caught my interest a bit more.
Okay.
And that's Stretchmo.
This was downloaded onto my system without my permission.
Nice.
Yeah, Nintendo's been doing that a lot lately. It's a little worrisome.
I didn't know it was a free-to-play game.
They also charged my credit card without me ever giving them my number.
Wait, what was that for?
I think he was joking.
I was
Oh,
joking.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I would be actually pissed if that
Yeah, I
happened.
was thinking like, wait, yeah, what happened? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stretchmo showed up.
Yeah. Stretchmo
played it
is
yet.
weird
How
because
is it different? Because in Pushmo, you are stretching. You're basically pulling it out. So
it's a little
Pulling it
weird
out,
because
God damn
like
it.
Pushmo was like you pulled in and out the pieces, and like but just like back and forth, right? You couldn't pull
Yeah.
them left or right, right?
uh,
It's been a while since I played Pushmo.
yes, you could not move them left and right. That's correct.
Okay. That's one of the things they changed in this one because there's Pushmo, Crashmo where they have the gravity, and
I have
Stretchmo.
Crashmo. I haven't played it, and I've played
I'm in the
Pushmo
same
World,
spot.
which is just more Pushmo.
Yeah, I'm in the same situation, but I don't know why. But Stretchmo, like, I caught my interest again, and I've been playing it a bunch.
So what's the unique mechanic?
You can pull out the pieces basically in two spaces or two squares in any direction, well except for up or down.
Okay,
But so
because
yeah,
before you
like,
could pull them out two forwards and back, so
Yeah.
it's just left to right is what they're adding.
yeah,
Okay,
and God, is there a limit to? Oh yeah, no, there's a limit to pulling front and back. I forgot. But like you also have to like wrap around the whole puzzle now, so you use like the back of the puzzle to get around and stuff like that.
okay, that's kind of interesting.
It's a lot more in depth.
So you can actually like rotate the camera around the structure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
I don't know. There's for some reason like I know it's basically just Pushmo, just with a little bit more added, but it seems fresh to me for some reason. I'm really enjoying it.
Cool.
I just didn't enjoy the way they made the game. So
Are you talking like free to play?
it's not free to play. Here's the thing: you download the game, it gives you 7 stages,
Okay.
and that's it. Like as in 7 puzzles.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like, yeah, if you want to play any more, you have to buy like season or like a pass for like this area.
Okay. So it's
'Cause
basically a demo.
Yeah, it's
You're getting
basically
a
a
demo.
demo.
Okay.
To get all 4 passes, which unlocks, what was it 250?
Let me guess.
puzzles
You
or
have
something
to
like that?
haggle with a dog.
God, I wish, but no, there was no haggling, sadly.
God,
You just
I
really
wish.
want more things to be like Rusty, don't you?
Well, it's basically the same thing, right? Rusty, they gave you like a free game, and then you had to buy more of them. But I just really liked because Rusty, you could almost argue was free to play as well in this same way. You know, purchase a bit more. But at least they had that just weird concept and a dog you had to haggle with. So what's the how much you have to pay? How many levels do you get?
I think you get about 250 levels, and you
Whoa.
get access to the content creator.
Oh, is it just
And-
one purchase gets you the rest?
Oh yeah, no, you can either like buy them in pieces.
Yeah, that's
Or-
what I'm wondering. What are
Yeah.
the pieces?
One is just standard Pushmo puzzles. One is Nintendo themed, like all the puzzles are Nintendo sprites.
And you
So,
mean
like
like
Mario, like-
Stretchmo puzzles, right? Like
Yeah, sorry, Stretchmo
okay,
puzzles.
all right.
Um,
How many levels are you getting per pack?
the first one gives you 100. I think every other one gives you 50.
Wow, these are huge numbers. Okay.
Yeah,
How much do these cost? These pieces?
I don't remember what they were per. They tell you when you get it. Obviously, the 100 one costs a little bit more than the 50 ones, but together it came out to $10.99.
And that's for like everything.
Yeah, I think
All
they
right,
said
okay.
I think they said $15 without the discount for getting them all at once. That sounds about right.
Okay, 15
obviously
for
it's-
everything.
it's
What
based
was
on-
the
it's based on your
$11
area.
thing?
The $11 was like the discounted rate if you get all 4 at once.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
So
it's-
it's probably
it's-
like
yeah.
10 were in America.
Probably 10 and 15.
Well,
But I don't know.
Actually, yeah, with the discount rate, it might be like 8 down here.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been really enjoying it. If you like Pushmo and Crashmo, you probably are gonna really like it. I'm like 80 puzzles into the first set. Like I've got a long ways to go, but I'm still really enjoying it.
Right. Okay.
And I haven't gotten to that point I remember getting with Pushmo where I'm just like extremely frustrated and can't figure out what to do. So
Okay.
I remember that being a big thing with Pushmo was like how ridiculously hard that game got.
I never went far enough into push mode to get frustrated. I just kind of got uninterested. And you've been playing one more game. Not a puzzle game.
Not a puzzle game, surprisingly. I've been playing Splatoon.
Nice.
Cool.
It's pretty good, actually. It's really fun.
Yeah. My review went up this week. My general feelings was it's a lot of fun. It's unique in the shooter genre.
Mhm.
There just needs to be more of it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The code I was given was a pre-release version. It was the full game,
Mhm.
but it expired when the game officially came out because I had it for a couple weeks before it came out. So from what I understand now, they've added a few levels and stuff, like the day it came out and a couple days after.
Yeah, they've added at least one, if not two more, I think.
I remember even in that micro direct, they announced a new one was available like right now.
Yeah.
But I can't play any of that. So it's just kind of a bummer. And obviously, they had mentioned more is going to be coming, but it's like, well, I can't really put that as part of the review. Like, I can mention it if I want, but I can't really, this is the product I have, and I can't even try it. Like, I think I can play single player right now, but I can't go online with the copy I have. So it's a bummer because my one issue is I need more of it, and then when more came out, my copy was rendered like useless.
Yeah, that's kind of weak. I don't know. Like I think there was only one more added. Final Deluxe is saying, yeah, they added one new one and they added a new gun, which was the
Zapper.
NES Zapper. I think the main bummer right now is that there are so few maps.
That was the thing, and also, you can only play 2 a day.
No, I think it's every 4 hours it changes or something like that.
Is it okay? Maybe because I was only playing
yeah.
it in like once a day sessions, but still, that's weird. That's a weird thing to do.
There are some weird choices in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
What it felt like to me, and I mentioned this in my review, is like because they're only letting you do like 2 maps at a time. They know they don't have very many maps, so let's like put this weird like they're funneling it for some reason to try and stretch it out. That's what it feels like.
It feels like they may have put this out a little bit earlier than they intended because they needed a game. Nintendo has a habit of doing that a lot. Hell, there's Smash Brothers content that's still not out that they promised from like launch, like tournament mode and stuff like that. That's still not out. Lobbies for making matches with your friends.
Okay,
that's not out. But I mean, if they keep adding DLC to this on a fairly regular basis, it will be like one of the hotter recommendations for the Wii U. Like, I really like the style of the game. It reminds me a lot of like Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future. The music's pretty catchy, although there's not enough tracks as far as I can tell so far. I think there's only 5 maps so far. I only remember seeing 5, and I still haven't played on one of them, believe it or not. I've played a bunch. I'm like rank 8 right now, and I still haven't played on one of them. I've never played on them all.
I remember some of them were like only showing up in ranked, and I was like, well, great. Thanks. I guess I'm stuck with these 4. I'm stuck with these 2 for right now.
Yeah.
But, one of the weirder things is you can't just play games with your friends.
Yeah, you can. That's the other thing that was my other issue was you can join friends online, but you can't like set up a lobby. So you just have to hope your friend is playing a game with open spaces in their lobby.
Well, usually, like, I've had no problem joining a friend's lobby. Like, I had one point where I had to wait a second game to join it.
Okay.
But otherwise, it was just wait for one game to wind down, and then I was in. My issue is that you can't be on your friend's team. You can't guarantee that. It
shuffles it every time.
Yeah.
I also don't like that you can't change your loadout between like
also
respawns or
kind of
between
annoying.
maps. You have to exit online. So that's kind of weird. It's a very like Nintendo shooter.
Yeah.
Both good and bad. So, but yeah, the look of it's fun. I felt the story mode was so loosely a story that it was more just kind of like challenge maps.
Yeah, and that's what the amiibos are too.
But I loved like every boss fight.
Yeah, I only just finished the first boss fight in story mode. I'm really liking it. Did you have any access to the amiibos? Did they give you any cards or anything like that?
No, none of the amiibos. What do you mean by cards?
Like, because sometimes they're giving out like QR cards instead of the amiibos now.
Oh,
to
no, I
reviewers.
wasn't given anything like that.
Okay, so I mean, first off, the amiibos are actually pretty good build for these.
From what I understand though, the amiibo just lets you do the story missions with the paint roller.
That's one of them. So each amiibo does a different thing. Each one is basically challenge mode, but slightly different. You go through certain stages of single player again. I think it's 15 stages and 5 boss fights you have to do. Which, depending on which amiibo you're using, that is the challenge you're gonna have. So if you use the girl, what the fuck are they called?
Inkling.
Yeah.
Inklings.
If you use the girl Inkling, you have to use the sniper rifle on all the missions.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. If you use the boy amiibo, you get to use the roller on all the missions. And
That
if
sounds
you use...
awful because there's a lot of like airborne enemies.
Yeah, it's not bad so far.
Okay.
And if you use the squid, at least so far, it's been time trial, but you get the Kraken super. So basically, it's a race through the stage as fast as you can.
Okay.
I don't know if it changes depending on the rows, but that's what it's been so far, and I've been really enjoying that.
Okay.
And every 4 missions you do, so 3 normal missions and a boss fight, you get a new piece of gear. That's actually been pretty good. Like, I've got a Predator helmet basically right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't get that stuff. I just played through the story mode as is, but and this was kind of a weird thing that I really liked about the story mode. So you only played the first world, you said?
Yeah.
So there's 5 worlds, I believe.
That's what it looks like on the map. Yeah.
There's nothing else after that map. It's like a 3-hour story mode.
I heard it was like Call of Duty length.
And the structures that you're going around, because the first world, it's basically just walk across this bridge, here's the new level. Walk across this bridge, here's the new level. But they end up turning into these like jungle gyms where you have to search for the hidden entrances. And I just had a lot of fun just like scaling these skyscrapers, looking around the map, being like, where could that next one be? And that alone was just super fun, which was odd. Just enjoying like the overworld element. And I mentioned that before on the podcast, but
exploring in the game seems really fun. I like looking around for the secrets too, and they unlock different weapons for you to use too.
Yeah, because just being able to like climb up walls and stuff. Like, I wish they had just really pushed that a lot further. But that story mode just ends so soon. But again, I enjoyed every one of the boss fights, and the final boss is a lot of fun and pretty cool. I'll say that for sure.
I've been hearing that a lot. The chat's been saying that a lot too. So
yep. So you have all the new amiibos, at least the Splatoon ones. You have the 3.
I have the Splatoon ones. I have most of Wave 4. I am missing Greninja, Robin, and Lucina. Supposedly, one of my friends has one for me of Greninja, and supposedly I have 2 in the mail coming of that I'm missing. So
you're still at 100%. You have everything.
Supposedly.
Amazing. Okay.
Also got this sweet Chocobo now.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's so good. It's a theater. There's theatrhythm ones of just like these little figures. They're really cool.
But that's not an amiibo.
No, it's just a little figure. I just really like it.
By any chance, did you steal an amiibo truck last week?
That good question. Answer the question, John.
I was in the States. That was in Europe.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey, I don't know where you were.
Yeah.
I didn't see you last week.
Yeah. Do you have any witnesses?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks. I was kind of hoping you stole a truck full of amiibo.
God, I'm not that desperate.
We just start a Skype call and you're just sitting on this mountain of amiibos.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So that's all you played? Anything else about Splatoon?
I really enjoy it. I am worried that I am going to get fatigued of the game before like the good content comes out, more maps and that. It really needs more maps. Someone said that the friends only lobby and stuff like that coming in August.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That is far away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here's hoping that it works.
Yeah.
I don't. I really like it, but man, it is sometimes frustrating to play against some people and then be win with a team that like really sucks, but then suddenly like they switch around the players, but suddenly you still suck. Still haven't found a weapon I really like in the game. That's the other problem I'm having, because like right now the game keeps matching me up with like level 20, so they've got all the gear, and I'm like, I have this Splattershot Junior.
I don't remember which one I used, but it wasn't the default gun.
I've
Did you play as a guy or a girl?
Guy.
I played as the girl. I think she looked so much cooler.
I do too, but I was like, you know what? I can change it on the fly. Who cares?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I thought like the gear would be per gender. Like there's like guy clothing and girl clothing, but no, it's all unisex.
Yeah.
Even like the
makes sense.
samurai armor and stuff.
Right. That makes sense.
Yep. Cool. Sean, what about you? What have you been playing?
So we already mentioned Mario Puzzle and Dragons. Again, I haven't played much because I've been like just holding it off for tomorrow. My trip starts tomorrow, and I'll start playing some Puzzle and Dragons.
Cool.
I've been playing a bit of Axiom Verge.
Yeah, you have.
Nice.
I'm gonna say it right now. I liked Ori more.
Yes, I agree with you.
Drop a bomb
Fuck
on.
you both.
I do
Fuck
agree
you
with
both.
you.
And
It was more
here's the reason-
satisfying.
Here's the reason. Axiom Verge, and I know it's trying to do this,
Yeah.
but Ori just felt warm and inviting, and Axiom Verge feels cold and dark, and it's like.
That's why I like it, because
And
it's
I-
like really running
'Cause it's
around
like
and
John.
killing
No,
it.
and I know you're literally playing in a cave. I
damn
totally
it.
get it, but
Yeah.
it's like I prefer playing in nice, colorful forests that
There-
are sometimes on fire.
There are other parts to Axiom Verge where it opens up a little bit to like outside stuff, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's still very much a lot in a cave and laboratory.
And
I
I
don't
think
know. I like the whole alien aspect of it, really, which is why I like it more than Ori. Plus, I
but
got burnt.
even like
for
the
it, so.
aesthetics, like I just like Ori looks so nice, and I've seen Axiom Verge's aesthetic, like the 8-bit, 16-bit look.
It
like, I
does
see that
it
every
well,
2 months.
though. It
Yeah,
does it well.
It looks fine, and I know it's trying to be like exactly that, but I just really liked the way Ori looked.
Mhm.
With that said, though, I'm having fun with Axiom Verge.
Mhm.
The respawn animation is too long because every time I die, I'm so annoyed at that, and I need to watch that stupid egg unscrew before I can start running
Man,
again.
how many times are you dying?
You die quickly, or at least I die quickly. Like it's not
How-
often. but
okay,
when it happens,
how
it
far
comes out
are
of
you?
nowhere. I'm not. I'm not
How
that
many
far. I'm
how
just-
many weapons do you have?
Like on the right analog stick,
Yes.
3.
Okay.
Whoa, you're super early.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty early.
Or you're not looking around very much.
I think
maybe that.
I think one of the problems I have with that game is that it felt like there were maybe too many weapons.
Dude, there are so many weapons, but I found myself favoring like 3.
That's what the problem is. There's like 2 or 3 that are really good, and the rest of them just felt like maybe filler.
Here's the funny thing, like, there was one weapon I had for a while and I never used, and then when I got to the final boss, I'm like, there's got to be a better weapon. And I tried, like, this specific one, and it just destroyed the boss.
Which one?
single-handedly. I'm like, flamethrower.
Oh yeah, okay.
Flamethrower's really fucking good.
What was your go-to weapon, John?
The shotgun, which was like that green plasma wave.
Of
I'm
course,
using
that's
that
the
for
right
the-
answer.
I'm using that one quite a bit. Yeah.
It was that one until I got, oh god, what is the weapon that shoots just like streamline of lasers, like kind of like veins?
Like, yeah, I know what you're
Wait,
talking
the
about.
green?
Yeah, the green one, that was pretty good. I needed that for a specific boss. So
Yeah.
when I went and beat the game on speedrun mode, I actually did that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
how
like your
much are you
5th or
dying,
6th
Sean?
weapon, I think.
I think it was like my 10th actually.
I wouldn't say like a
you
ton,
had to
but
use you had to use the robot to get it, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
this all sounds great. There's clearly a lot I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like how many times are you dying? Because like both playthroughs, I only died 10 times each. Like my first
I'm
playthrough
probably,
and
I'm
and my
probably
speedrun.
close to like my 10th death.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to think. The last thing I unlocked, I think, was that like, I don't know what exactly. It's like a disruptor thing. Like it makes, it's a right bumper.
Oh man, yeah, that is really early.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the last thing I unlocked.
Okay.
And
Wait,
that
you
was,
just got the drill?
I didn't.
No, not the
that's
drill.
That's right trigger. Right bumper is the one that like
Oh, the
glitches things?
deconfigure. Oh, the
Yeah.
scrambler.
Yeah.
the scrambler or whatever. I got that a little bit ago.
Okay.
So I'm not that far into it. But again, with all that said, I am enjoying it and I'm having fun and I want to keep playing more. Unfortunately, I won't really be able to when I'm leaving tomorrow. But I still liked Ori more. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. I recommend get farther in and get some cool stuff. There are some really cool things that that game does that
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find Ori did. Like the I guess the trench coat was actually one of my favorite things you pick up.
I have no idea. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I plan to play more. Don't worry. I will be playing more of that game.
Are you talking about the item where you walk through walls?
Oh no, the upgraded version of that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's like really basic. but okay.
No, I like the red coat. I think. Is
Oh,
actually the
okay.
Specific version I'm thinking of.
Okay.
That makes the game like super fun. It's a little bummed out. It's so end game.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of shit to pick up in that game.
And then I can't wait for Sean to find the secrets, like the random secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find any of those, Paul?
Like the weird warpy areas. Like you
Yeah.
go in, like the weird distorted areas.
Yeah.
If that's like a way to put it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get like an achievement when you walk in there too.
Yeah. Those are
They're
great.
randomized. Their locations randomized per playthrough, unless you're playing speedrun mode.
Oh, cool.
So, and the only way to tell you're near one is if your game starts like glitching,
Mhm.
like the screen starts distorting like a CRT. It's so cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for sure.
I also played Super Exploding Zoo, which was a PlayStation
What?
is a PlayStation Plus game for this month. It's also no fun.
Oh,
But it's about exploding zoos. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, so you control some zoo animal. You start off as a penguin.
okay.
For whatever reason, you have a fuse on your head because you're also like a dynamite. I don't know. You explode.
Sure. Dynamite
But
Penguin.
what you need to do is you need there's an egg in every stage. You need to protect the egg, and there's some weird scorpion monster also in this zoo that's trying to slowly get to the egg. So you need to destroy the scorpion monster, and to do that, you need to go around to the different pens collecting more like sleeping animals, and there'll be different animals like penguins and crocodiles and dodos and stuff. And they all have fuses as well. And then if you get enough, you can walk into the scorpion and blow up enough that it'll take out its health, and then you win the level. And it gets a little puzzly when they're like, well, these penguins are on an island, and the only way you can cross the river is if you already have an alligator in your group, and then he'll like sacrifice himself to become a bridge. So you go down one animal, and then you can collect, 4 penguins or whatever.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
It sounds like a fever dream.
It's
Yeah.
weird, and I've only finished World 1, but World 1 was 20 stages.
Jesus. Okay.
They're fairly quick, but the ramp up to getting like any degree of difficulty is incredibly slow. I'm hoping it gets more difficult because I am ready just to not play it anymore.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'm leaving tomorrow, so I'm probably not playing it anymore.
Right.
But that's a free game on PlayStation Plus that I don't recommend.
Okay.
The cost is too high.
Yeah,
Free.
obviously.
No, I just mean like my time is money, and I'd rather spend that time with something else. So there's another PlayStation Plus game I downloaded for the Vita as well that I want to check out. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The load times were terrible on the Vita, and I even had like some really awful like frame rate glitches on like the final stage because there was just like I don't know, too many scorpions or something. Like it
Makes
was
sense.
chugging. And it's not even like a polygonal game. Like these are all 2D assets. But anyway, it didn't run that great either.
Probably a 1 or 2 person team.
I really don't know. But I didn't really have that much fun with that.
Yeah.
That's all I played. Paul, looks like you played a game.
I did play a game. All right, so now that Splatoon's over and all this other shit's over, everybody can turn the podcast off because that's all you wanted to listen to while I talk about a Korean MMO.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Why did I come back?
No, this one is different. This one's different, John. You listen.
If this isn't Gunbound, I don't care.
Okay, it
How many
isn't.
Korean MMOs are there?
It isn't Gunbound, but
Fuck.
but it has boobs in it.
So it's
Oh,
every
okay.
Korean MMO.
Yes, it is every Korean MMO.
Okay.
The MMO I'm talking about is called Blade and Soul. It's going to be coming to the Americas at the end of the year. They said 2 years ago or something. It's been out in Korea since 2012. It is a martial arts based MMO using like Chinese lore or something. Anyways,
Korean lore.
it doesn't use Korean lore as far as I know. A lot of the stuff seems to be Chinese influenced. But
Okay.
I mean,
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, I was going to say obligatory, like who could tell the difference anyway, but either way, the game is super fun mechanically because the combat system really focuses on combos and stuff like that, and that's really kind of nice after playing a lot of games that are just like click this button to use this ability and stuff, and like the cooldown timers. I like the combo system quite a bit. I also like that I'm a blade master, so all my stuff is like to do with swords. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of blocking too. Like you don't usually see in an MMO when you have to block an attack or any of that sort of thing.
Right.
All of that has been really cool. It's been really, really cool to not understand a fucking thing that's going on because it is all in Chinese because of the server I'm playing on.
Or Korean.
The server I'm playing on is Chinese, so people talking to
Okay.
me are trying to talk to me in
Do you have to
Cantonese.
like mask your IP or something? Like, how do you get? Is it easy to get access to a Korean MMO?
Yeah, you just sign up. This game is released by NCSoft, so you just sign up on their like international account or whatever and download it.
Oh, so it's another
Okay.
NCSoft game.
It's another NCSoft game, and I know what you're thinking. NCSoft are absolutely terrible, and you are generally right. However, there are things about this MMO I think are kind of cool. I like that you get given like a really powerful sword as your first weapon, and the way you unlock the power is by sacrificing other swords that you pick up like into it to make it stronger.
Naturally, like you do.
Well, I mean, think about any like Asian anime you've ever seen. It is basically all the bullshit from like that sort of culture or whatever, like that
I mean,
fan
like, I played
servicey
some
stuff.
Mario Puzzle and Dragons, and I sacrificed that Goomba to my Paratroop, Koopa Troopa.
There you
So,
go. You
I'm all
basically
about that
played.
sacrificing.
You basically played it, yeah. One big problem I have with it is that it seems very cutscene heavy. Like the first cutscene I think took about 10 minutes, which is kind of gross to just sit through an opening cutscene for a multiplayer focused game. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's a gambling system in it, which I really, really like because you always win. It just depends on if you win something that you actually want or not. But it's nice to always feel like you won something.
Okay.
There was this really cool moment where to gamble you have to collect these tokens, and there was a enemy that was like off to the side of this main area that we were at. I was actually playing with IM3D Homer in the chat, and we kept farming him for these tokens, but at the same time, like other Japanese or Chinese people or whoever were playing with us would jump in as well, and that's when I realized that the international language is gambling because we all wanted those tokens so we could get free shit and we would help each other out without having to talk to each other for it. And it was amazing. It was such a good time.
That's a really sweet story.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gambling brought you together.
Gambling brought us all together. Exactly. But in all seriousness, I think what I like about it is that it feels like let's not be around the bush. It's still an MMO. It is going to have, it's basically like on the mini map, this is where your next objective is, kill these things, come back for a reward. It's still that. In fact, it's so much that you can play the game without understanding what the quest text is. Like,
Sure.
so you go to an area where it says on your mini map, you kill a bunch of shit until it says completed. I would assume it says completed anyways. And then you go back, hand in, and get stuff. So it is very much that, but it feels different in a weird way that I can't really explain unless somebody has played a few different MMOs in their time. Like, a lot of the stuff now feels very much like with what Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2 and that stuff do. And this is kind of a fresh take on that. Like, it's not fresh because it's old, but it's different enough take on that. It's not very streamlined, but I don't know, man. It's that combat system,
Are you
I think.
enjoying your time with this game?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to
Okay.
I really like it mechanically, but I can't understand anything that's happening in the fucking game to tell you if it's worth your time or not,
Okay.
besides the gambling.
Are you continuing with it?
I haven't been, like, I spent about 4 hours in it one night, and I haven't even gone back in yet, but I want to, and that's probably good enough for now, because I've played a lot of MMOs where I just stopped wanting to after one session.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you the anime for this game too?
No, I probably should, but bunch of people have said it's apparently not very good. I don't know. I don't.
Then I would assume you probably shouldn't then.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I'm not generally into a lot of anime just randomly anyways. It has to be something kind of special or like something I'm really into for me to watch something through. And like let's just be honest, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the story or anything in this fucking game
Maybe it's 'cause
anyway.
you didn't watch the anime, so it's
It
your own fault.
It might be because I didn't watch the anime or that I can't speak 3 different dialects of Asian languages. It could be something like that. Anyways.
Got to watch that anime. Got to read the manga and the book series. You gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Paul, I got a weird question for you, Paul. Did you ever play an RPG series called Magna Carta?
I never did, but I always wanted to.
I was wondering. I looked up screenshots of the game. I'm like, this looks a lot like Magna Carta. And that's because the designer worked on those games and this game. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I remember seeing video of Magna Carta. It is very similar, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm 3D Homer just said another thing that's great. The movement in it is great because, like, you have your normal run speed, but you can also just, like, you have a sprint, which is kind of great when you're a low level and you don't have, like, a mount, which you usually get later on in an MMO to move faster. You can move faster right from the beginning, and you can, like, do weird gliding jumps and stuff like that. So it feels like you can traverse the landscape really quickly. And that's kind of really important because one of the things that you get bored of the most in these games is getting from point A to B and then back to A. And that doesn't feel like a chore in this, which has helped out a huge amount.
Speaking of movement, have you been playing any more Witcher 3?
Yeah, I have been, actually. I still haven't played nearly enough of that game to talk eloquently about it because there is so fucking much in that game. Like, I know people were saying that, oh yeah, it has like 200 hours worth of content. Dude, yeah, it probably does because I spent like 5 hours just doing side quests and I actually wanted to.
Yeah, I hear there's some pretty cool side quests in that game, so.
Yeah, that feels like it's going to be a lifetime commitment, The Witcher 3, because I don't know if I can dedicate myself to play like 20-hour sittings of that one for like a week until I can talk about it next week or something, but I guess weekly Witcher update. It's still real good, and you should get it if you care at all.
All right.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. I'm done.
All right. Guess let's move on to news then.
News time.
News time.
There's a bunch.
Oh boy.
Too much.
Some of these are we'll just blow through. First one, there's going to be a new update to the Xbox One controller with a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is your standard headphone jack. So like the PS3, you'll be able to just plug like a normal headset into it. That's great on one hand. On the second hand, now my cool like day one 2013 controller is junk. You can buy an adapter for the old Xbox One controllers, but it's like an extra $25 if you get the old one. So I guess if you're planning to get a controller, wait for the cool new one, because I love being able to plug just my like iPhone headphones into my PlayStation 4 controller and listening that way. And that's probably why they're doing it, because people enjoyed that on the PlayStation 4. I guess something closer to you guys. Twitch bans AO games.
Which I'm surprised this wasn't a thing to begin with.
That's kind of what I thought when I first heard of this.
I think it's just they made it official basically because they were already banning like Honey Pop and like most dating sims or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It seemed like this was for hatred.
It is specifically because hatred came out that they did this.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So rather than risk any problems or whatever, or any like of that language that could be misinterpreted, they just straight up said no. No AO games ever. And they actually do have a list of specific games you are not allowed to stream. I'm just looking for the list now as we talk it because I lost it.
It makes sense though, because like they run ads, and I'm sure a lot of people sponsoring these or putting the ads up don't want their product product being associated with, you know, whatever AO related content.
Mm.
So, you know, that makes sense from that standpoint. What can you do? Like, are people like switching to Hitbox? Can you stream Hatred on Hitbox?
You can stream Hatred on Hitbox, yes.
Okay, there you go. So you can still get your Hatred needs if you want. I also hear Hatred just kind of sucks.
It looks like a bad twin stick shooter or something. Like, so I don't
It's just,
particularly
like,
like
or
those
something.
anyway.
All right, I'm looking at the list of AO rated games on like Wikipedia.
Okay.
Who the fuck would stream the majority of these games to begin with?
Well, I can give you the list of prohibited games that Twitch has set out right now. And that's
Okay.
BMX Triple X, Dramatical
Right.
Murder, Honey Pop, Sakura Spirit, Sakura Fantasy, Second Life, and Cobra Club. In addition, we also prohibit...
Why BMX Triple X? There was like, oh, I guess certain versions weren't censored. I forgot about that. Yeah.
They
Wait,
added some
Hatred's
too
not
here.
on that? Like,
They added some here. So in addition to the above, we also prohibit all versions of games rated adults only, including Hatred, Fahrenheit, Manhunt 2.
right.
so-
Fahrenheit was in there, which is
But they also
weird.
say mature rated versions of those games are allowed.
Yes, that's right. Only the adults only version of those games.
Yeah, so like, because San Andreas is also on that list.
Hmm.
One of the kind of interesting arguments was things like in Australia where there is no M rating, it just goes immediately to like AO. So there's like a lot of AO games because it's RM games, for
Yeah.
example. So it was kind of, I didn't hear any kind of answer to this, but the question was like, what's happening for that then? Can they not stream like Halo or Gears of War and stuff?
Honestly, I mean, if it has nudity in it, that doesn't make any sense at all, basically, or it's hatred, it's not allowed. That's what it boils down to.
Right. And again, it makes sense. And just like, I think it was like a year or two ago, Twitch updated their thing to be like, you also can't be naked while you're streaming.
Yeah, you have to be like wearing a shirt and like without showing off too much cleavage or stuff like that.
Yeah.
In case of girls and guys, I think you have to wear like a tank top at most,
Yep.
or at least, I believe, tank top at least.
Yeah, geez, John.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
But I mean, like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I preferred your streams before that. You know, I'm gonna say it.
Before I streamed apparently topless or after?
No, before you stopped
No-
streaming topless.
No, the topless thing never stopped. He just stopped putting his webcam on.
There you go,
Is that
that's
why your
what it is.
webcam's only like your face now? There was a rumor that the next Nintendo platform, the NX, is going to use Android, and then Nintendo came out and said, "Nah, son."
Yeah, that seems silly.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It was just kind of like a bit of a heavier rumor because Nikkei was mentioning it, and they're usually kind of pretty on point, or Nikkei, however you pronounce it, the Japanese outlet. But yeah, Nintendo came and said, no, that's not going to be the case, which makes sense because they always do their own stuff. We have the games for gold, games with gold for June. There's 4, so on the 360 it's Just Cause 2 and Thief.
Those are great.
And on the Xbox One it's Massive Chalice, which I'm excited for, and Pool Nation FX, which somebody please remind me.
It's been on there for 3 months
Was
now.
that not already a games with gold game?
It's been on there for 3 months.
When I saw that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is
They
crazy."
really, yeah.
Like-
it even says the article even says Pool Nation is being offered for an extra month.
That's incredible. I guess people were just so excited about that fact. They were like, "I'm sure we haven't reached the entire target audience for Pool Nation FX, so we'll help people out." Games with Gold continues to just impress with how shitty it is. I am excited for Massive Chalice though, as a fan of Double Fine and Brad Muir.
You can buy it now, apparently. Okay, because it came out June 1st.
Yeah, you can already get it.
Right, so I'm downloading that for free.
Going to something a bit more interesting, Nintendo put out a micro direct, or a direct micro, whatever they're calling it. Nintendo Direct Micro,
Okay.
in which Bill Trinan was Tiny. Yep.
Okay.
They announced a bunch of like kind of 3DS games, including they mentioned Bravely Second again. They gave it a subtitle. I can't remember what it was. Another Dr. Mario game, a new Chibi Robo platformer, which actually looks pretty cool. And they also showed off the next Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game. Who's excited?
Not surprised by that.
Who get hyped for some Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games? You can play golf. That was a thing they mentioned. What was the other sports that I hadn't seen before? Oh, rugby. You can now play rugby with all your favorite Mario and Sonic characters. They said there's more about whatever Project Treasure is. I don't even remember them announcing whatever Project Treasure was, but
yeah, I don't think
here we go. Chibi Robo Ziplash, yeah, because you use like your cord as an attack. Coming at 3DS October, Dr. Mario Miracle Cure, which is out next week, June 11th. And then they just said the U.S. localization of Bravely Second is in 2016. There's also a Chibi Robo Amiibo coming.
Go with the new game, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think, it comes in the box.
Oh.
That makes sense, because that's probably how they should be doing it, so people can actually get the fucking things.
Dude, Chibi Robo. So
Chibi
good.
Robo's cool.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing something unique with Chibi Robo, making it a platformer this time. However, sticking with the Amiibo fashion, it's not interesting. When you use the Amiibo, he turns gold and is just more powerful.
Oh, is that really what it is?
That's what you get.
That's pretty gross.
I heard something about it can level up. That's all I knew. I didn't.
I think it can level up as well, kind of Smash Bros. Like, I guess.
I didn't read the direct or watch the mini direct. So
yeah. But there's that. So Nintendo mini direct. This one was kind of interesting to me. Lego put out another game, Lego Worlds, which is kind of, I guess, their Minecraft clone.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was interesting because it's in early access right now.
Yeah, I'll be trying it out probably this weekend.
And I just thought this like the biggest like high profile game that has gone early access? Because usually it's like indie games, but now this is Lego.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
So I just thought that
probably
was
right.
From like a landmark standpoint, like this has got to probably be the biggest early access game, and that just kind of gets you thinking: could you see like a bigger publishers going into early access? Like, could you ever see an Ubisoft game early access?
I feel like seeing all these designers doing Kickstarters now for their projects that they kind of were made famous by is kind of a lead up to that.
It's again, however, it's still smaller companies. Like you'll see Double Fine doing that, but could you see Ubisoft?
No, and because when you have multiple hundreds of people working on different things, you can't really put out just like the first 10 levels of something or whatever. You know what I mean? You have too many. You have too many people putting their hands into it. The smaller things, yeah, for sure. So, like you said, Double Fine and. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I'm trying to think of like the biggest developer that's kind of done an early access thing, or
I think Double Fine is the
Double
biggest.
Fine or Harmonix, right?
I think Double Fine's bigger, probably.
It could be bigger.
I don't
Harmonix
know.
is probably gearing up with Rock Band 4.
Yeah.
So I know they definitely downsized after the Rock Band went away, but during the Rock Band's prime, there was like 200 of them. I think was what I was hearing. But anyway, yeah, Lego World's on early access. It's like a Minecraft-like thing.
I'll try that out.
That was just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago that there was a possibility of a 1 terabyte Xbox One coming about at some point this year. There is now looks like there's going to be a 1 terabyte PS4 coming about.
Cool.
They both need it.
You know,
both need it.
The last time we were talking about this, I thought you were crazy, and then I checked my Xbox One, and I was at like 90% full.
Yeah.
And here's the secret. Here's the secret to getting all your space back. Delete Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, it really is. It really
I was going through, and I was like, I'll clear some stuff out, and then I went to Master Chief, and I was like, this thing is huge.
It's at least 50 gigs, isn't it?
It's something like that. It's 40
and now
like that.
They've added ODST. So,
Yeah,
which reminds me, I got to figure out how to get my ODST code.
You should have gotten a message on your Xbox.
Oh, on the Xbox. I haven't turned on the Xbox One in like.
Yeah, well, it might be on your Xbox Live account if you just go to xbox.com. But yeah, mine was, I was able to just pull it up on the Smart Glass app and then redeem the code and then cancel the download because I don't need that on my system. Although whoa, there goes my mic. Although ODST is
Good call, Sean. There's the code.
yeah, it is my favorite favorite Halo.
Yes, it's good.
There was a source that mentioned that Dark Souls 3 will be getting announced at E3.
Okay.
I guess, Paul, excited?
Yes. Always excited for one of these games.
It just seems so soon after Bloodborne.
Yeah.
It seems so soon after Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2 did only come out March of 2014. So
Yeah.
it's real soon.
It's just being announced, so it could be like coming out 2016.
I think they're probably trying to keep up on the hype because Dark Souls 2 did get a lot more people in. Like Demon Souls had a cult following. Dark Souls got more people in. Dark Souls 2, a lot more people got in. And now Bloodborne is doing the same thing because it's basically the only reason to have a PS4 right now. So I think they're riding this hard action RPG train right now.
What's next? Steam announced their refund program, and I believe it's already in effect. I guess the main point is that you can file for a full refund of any game or software within 2 weeks following its purchase, so long as you haven't used it for more than 2 hours.
Yes, that's right. Also works for pre-orders.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I guess there's no way you would have been able to use it for 2 hours at that point.
Right.
It seems pretty obvious you should be able to do it for pre-orders. But I've actually gone through a refund process on Steam back when I bought Saints Row 4 and it wouldn't run on my machine for whatever reason. And it took me a while, but they did refund it. And they're like, we don't normally do this.
Yeah.
But I guess now they will do it. So again, yeah.
Well, this is to be an automated process. You will not go through a support ticket or anything.
Yeah, no, I had to go back and forth, email people, and they'll try this, and nothing worked. They were like, okay, we'll just do it.
I don't know what else could happen with like super short games like the Stanley Parable, though.
They are going to take advantage of it.
I'm sure some people will take advantage of it. So I bet they can't cut into that 2 hour time was a bit contentious, but try to be a good person, I guess. Although I'm trying to think of I know there's smaller and smaller games showing up there, but I can't think of a ton of games I've played lately that were less than 2 hours long.
That is true.
So
Stanley Parable, I think, is the most recent one that comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that would have been less than 2 hours that I've played recently. And even Stanley Parable, if you dive into it, it'll last you more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I guess the big announcement yesterday was Fallout 4 was announced.
Yay.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of saw it coming.
Yep.
But yeah, this is coming. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. No date yet. People are assuming end of this year. I didn't watch.
Really? For a Bethesda game?
Yeah, that seems optimistic.
From what I understand, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, Fallout 3 was announced in the summer and then came out that fall. So
you might be right, but we knew about Fallout 3's existence for quite a while before it actually came out, I think, or officially.
We kind of unofficially knew about Fallout 4.
Yeah, because of that angry dev that went on the internet after leaving Bethesda saying we're working on Fallout 4 2 years ago.
Right, there was that. I think it was last year.
Was it last year?
I think it was.
I think I saw someone linked that post last year of them saying because no one believed them, obviously.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you give me shit now, but wait until you actually see I'm right when they announce it. It was actually pretty funny reading.
He was right.
So you guys excited for Fallout 4? I'm not a huge Fallout fan.
Yes, I am.
I like post-apocalyptic, so I'll probably give it a shot. And this might be my actual stepping into it.
Yep.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen Mad Max?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Paul, you finally went to it?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Oh my, it's fine.
Really? Just fine? I really liked it.
No, don't get me wrong. It's good. It was
Okay.
so overhyped with people saying it is literally the best film they've ever seen that my expectations I had to keep low.
I wouldn't go that far, but I really enjoyed
A lot
that
of people
movie.
have gone that
Did
far.
did you like the scenes that I had pointed out? Do you remember them?
I didn't remember
The storm.
Oh, dude, the storm is the best part of that movie.
So good.
Visually.
And then the other one was like the motorcycle dudes throwing grenades.
That's pretty dumb, but I liked it. Yeah.
I thought that was fun too. But yeah, this storm is awesome. So, and John, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance. I only just got back a couple days ago.
You got to get on that, man.
Can I tell you, Sean, one of my favorite parts? Because it's so fucking
do.
dumb.
Without spoilers, obviously.
Two dudes on the hoods of their cars spitting gasoline into their intake to go faster.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I was actually reading up that so much of that movie was practical effects. Like, for example, you know the guitar dude?
Yeah.
That entire rig with all those speakers and stuff worked. There was guys drumming on the back of that thing, driving 60 miles an hour through the desert.
Yeah, that's what
That was a functioning vehicle.
That's what my friend was saying, is that the reason why he thinks this is so impressive is because of all the time it took to make these cars just real things and not just CG.
Like George Miller wanted things to work. Let's also remember George Miller, director of both the Babe movies.
And Happy Feet.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
It was the Babe and both of the Happy Feet movies.
All right, I think it was Babe 2 specifically.
It was,
something like that.
yes. Pig in the City.
Yeah.
And the other 3 Mad Max movies.
And the other 3 Mad Max movies, yeah. That's a movie. Anyway, so yes, Fallout 4, that's a thing that's coming. I guess we'll see more of it at E3. I guess, John, you might get to play some of it at E3, so...
If they have a playable demo, I don't know.
That would be exciting. Along with that, XCOM 2 was announced. Surprisingly, not coming to consoles, they've said.
Yep. PC exclusive.
A little surprising.
I am surprised because I heard so many good things about the console ports, which people were surprised that they liked it so much with the controller.
I bet you it's because the expansion pack shenanigans they had to go through with Enemy Unknown.
You mean Enemy Within?
Sorry, you're right, because Unknown was the first one.
Enemy Unknown was the game. Enemy Within was the expansion
pack.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's the one.
But I would think it's just getting easier, especially with the new consoles. Like, because for sure, during the 360 and PS3, there was tons of issues with DLC. How should they do it? These new consoles seem to have like figured it out. They're much more like computers in which they can just update things as they need to. But who knows? I was hearing some things about they felt they couldn't do as much with the consoles as they could on PC. But anyway, XCOM 2. You guys excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
Paul, did you play the first one?
Yeah, no. My problem with XCOM games is that I like them a lot, but I don't have the patience to go through a lot of it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
This next story is my favorite, and I saw Paul already clicked on it, which is a bummer because I wanted your real-time
I just clicked on it. I haven't.
John hasn't looked at it yet. Let's all click on it together.
I haven't opened the tab yet.
Disney XD has a show coming out about pro gaming.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Okay.
The show's called Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything. There is a 24-second trailer, and I would like you guys to watch it.
The thumbnail alone has already sold me on how terrible this is going to be. Now I'm going to put this in the chat.
This is for people listening. This is a reason why you should watch when we do this live. But I'm putting in the chat. This is a Polygon article where they pointed out the 10 best moments from this 24-second clip of the show. I'm going to start going down the list of the 10 things. Hopefully people are watching this thing.
Should I be watching it?
You should watch it. It's 24 seconds long.
It will come through the live feed.
Oh, man.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
Okay, just do it. It's 24 seconds. We'll just do it.
I'm doing it right now. Just clicked
When
it.
are we starting?
I just clicked it.
Okay.
And this is already...
I'll stay quiet. I'll stay quiet then.
Oh my god, are you serious? This... No. Stampy Cat.
Of course it's Stampy.
Oh no! Why?
What the fuck?
This is going to be terrible for people listening to the audio version.
Yes. Anyways, when I said I'm watching it or whatever, people watching or listening to the audio version should go find that video and watch it at that same time.
Specifically, I think you should check out this Polygon article. This is written by Justin McElroy. Great guy, really funny. He lists the 10 best things. Let's go through the 10 best things of this 24-second clip.
Yeah, let's
First
do
up, the sound effects. All right, we're looking at video game sound effects wave from probably 1986.
Yep.
That's the games they're playing. All right, highlight number 2, the pit crew. That
Yep.
was. Justin points out though, let's not be too hard about this part because technically that was the only joke. That's really the only joke. So I need that. Highlight number 3, one of the kids' faces, specifically the one with the bullseye on it.
Yes.
Hang on. Highlight number 2. No, wait. This kid's face, the guy with the glasses.
Yes.
All right. Highlight number 5. Kid beside, I guess, the main character wearing his headphones wrong.
Yep.
Whatever that for. Highlight 6. The expression "going rapid fire."
Wait, why is he wearing his headphones wrong?
Well, it's just like not on his ears.
Yeah, but I always have one headphone off my ear so I can actually.
I'm pretty sure that one's actually done for like to hear what the announcer's saying or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like it also does kind of look goofy because he's pretty engrossed in the game too.
Yep. Again, yeah. Highlight 6. The expression "going rapid fire," which you guys know who Stampy Cat is. That's a thing.
I've actually met him.
Oh.
As I'm going to just read this line from the article, we're not going to goof on this guy because he's between the ages of 18 and 34, and as such is statistically speaking almost certainly a YouTube sensation we're not cool enough to know about.
John, can you confirm?
Yes, he's a Minecraft YouTuber.
Gotcha. Okay.
Highlight 6, going back to spectacles again because his hilarious faces just don't stop. Highlight 7, did you actually take a look at like the venue they're at? It's basically 3 tables.
Yep.
Which is again the World Gaming Championship. Highlight 9, his thumb.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
That was okay. And then highlight 10, why don't we just watch a GIF of spectacles going through his whole range of emotions?
Wow.
Pretty good article, and I guess, yeah, if you're excited about this show, go into the Disney XD channel.
I'm so mad that this is a thing that can happen, but I can't stream Honey Pop on Twitch. Bullshit, man. Double standards.
Anyway, that was great. On another bummer note, hey, more remasters coming. This time it's the Uncharted collection.
Yep.
So you get those 3 games, the console ones. Those are coming.
The ones that anybody who cared about those games own already, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. More remasters. That's what my PS4 is for, I guess.
And Bloodborne.
Well, I don't have Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is literally the only reason right now.
And the last one, I guess this was today, right? Yeah, today, June 4th. The first official Steam machine is going to be coming this fall, October 16th, hitting shelves November 10th. And now if you launch Steam, basically, you see ads for the Steam controller and for, is it the Link? The streaming box. I think it's called the Link, the Steam Link. But anyway, there's straight up a trailer for the controller alone that I watched. So you can look into that, and again, yeah, you can already start pre-ordering it. Steam machines are going to be starting at $450. The controller will sell for $50. And the Steam Link, which connects the TV to your PC, will also sell for $50. It's going to be an Alienware Steam machine. It'll be available in 4 specifications. Prices are from $450 to $750. So you can easily find all the info of the 4 models if you're interested. But just kind of interesting that these finally came up. It felt like Steam machines kind of like died off a little bit. I hadn't heard much for a while.
You know, I'm actually glad this is happening because if the $750 Steam machine is like something that could say run The Witcher 3 on ultra settings or whatever, that is still like half the price on a good day of a PC that can do that. So that is an entryway for people to actually maybe get into PC gaming, like through the Steam library. That's cool. I'm glad they're doing it.
I'm more interested in that controller. I could see myself picking up a controller.
Oh, I'm
for my
definitely
current-
gonna pick
for my
one
current
up.
Machine. I
Yeah.
would like to see. I would like to feel one of those. John, have you tried them out since you go to a lot of the conventions?
I feel like I tried one out, but I don't remember. I know it was an early model of the controller either way. I either was just watching someone using it or actually use it myself. I just can't remember.
Okay, so yeah, you
yeah.
probably don't remember any kind of impressions then.
No. I mean, I might get a chance at E3 in a week.
I would be interested if you do to hear your thoughts on it for sure.
Does Valve usually have presence at E3? Because I don't remember ever actually
Generally,
seeing
no.
Probably not, but I could see you probably finding a
dev or someone
like-
using it.
yeah, exactly.
Probably one of the indie areas would have it. So I'll look
Yep.
around.
Something. And that's it for news.
No, there's
We
one
have-
more piece
Oh,
that is
surprise.
stupid, and I just
Breaking news.
it's not really news. It's just that they're starting to add new hero portraits in Hearthstone, and that's kind of weird because they literally do nothing but change the little portrait of your character. So, for example, they announced who was it, Murden Bronzebeard, I think, another warrior portrait instead of having Hellscream, and there's literally no difference. But you can pay $10 for it. That is the difference. And that's weird. That is a gross money grab,
I
basically.
have no idea what this is.
Okay, do you
I'll take your
know
word for it.
do you know the little character? Have you ever played a warrior deck or whatever in Hearthstone?
I don't think I probably played a warrior one, but not much.
Okay, you know the little picture of whoever, like, whatever class you're playing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Basically
It says on
for
the bottom.
basically for $10 you can change that little picture to another
okay.
character.
For some reason, I thought we were talking about Heroes of the Storm, so my eyes just glazed over.
No, we are not talking
Okay.
about heroes.
Hearthstone, I'm all into that. That's a crappy deal.
Right? That's so weird and gross. I really hope people don't buy it so they don't try to keep doing that. But yeah. Yeah, there you go. That was the news. It wasn't even worth putting in the show notes.
All right. Now questions for real.
Yeah. If people want to write in, they can do so on Twitter at TDP Podcast, or they can do, I guess, email. Email is honestly, let's be frank here, you're going to be more likely to be noticed on email. You just are. And that's top-down perspective.
Twitter works too.
Twitter works too. You are more likely to be noticed on email, though, because you can do long form and you could, like, get stuff out. We like hearing the stories. Last week was great.
Last week we had some good
Apparently, I
stories.
missed something last week.
There was a good one last week.
There was a good one last week. Anyways, you can do so at topdownperspective@gmail.com. There's a fucking, like, Facebook you could do. Look up Top Down
I post
Perspective.
the shows on there.
Yeah, you can join that group. That's cool because that actually helps, like, people liking it or whatever.
Yeah, liking it helps us out. Yep.
Uh,
Any way to boost the show.
There's a Reddit, but honestly, if you post on Reddit, you're probably doing it more for hanging out with the community. We don't read it very much. Yeah, but topdownperspective@gmail.com. That's the way. That's the best way. And you could be like Lucky796 who says, but in all seriousness, for those who have played Fire Emblem, how do you feel with the new Fire Emblem having a Phoenix mode and removing weapon durability?
Those are kind of crazy changes for Fire Emblem.
It's just a mode though. Like, okay, so for those who don't know, Phoenix mode is basically easy mode. Where again they take away the weapon durability. You can also turn off like permadeath.
That's what they meant by Phoenix mode. Is like if a character dies, they just get back up like next turn.
There's two. There's both. There's one where they get up at the end of the mission, or they get up next turn. So this is literally just like easy super mode.
Yeah. And end of the mission was in Awakening. That was what casual mode was.
Okay, I
So-
didn't know because I'd never played that way. How do I feel about it? I don't care. I'm not gonna play that way. And if it gets more people to play it, great. More people should play Fire Emblem. I'm gonna play Fire Emblem like the real way, like I always have.
Wow, elitist attitudes. Here we go.
No, that's just the way to do it. And also, specifically, weapon durability. I've like really never had an issue with that. You find so many swords all over the place, so I'm fine.
Okay. Cool.
James writes, I'm pretty sure you've gotten a lot of questions that state, what's your favorite blank or the like, so I'd like to put a sort of twist on that question like that. Which generation of games do you think had the best overall soundtrack? Personally, I want to say the 6th generation because it has a lot of killer soundtracks that could be considered some of the best ever. such as Jet Set Radio, Okami, Sonic Heroes, Snake Eater, Pikmin, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Xenosaga. It also had some really good pieces of music in general. I don't even know the generations by heart.
Dude, and
Well, if PS2 is 6th generation, then just think backwards.
if, like, I'm just trying to think of the best way to say this. When they started going from cartridges to CDs, they got excited about being able to fit real audio files on there. And those are great because they went balls out. So, like, the original PlayStation era and Sega CD and stuff.
I feel like that era onwards is really, like...
Yes.
Where you're going to be at for, like, high-quality music.
I think he's right, though. The PS2 era, I think, fine-tuned it and, like, made good, appropriate music for what they're doing and didn't just throw any MP3 file that they had in the office on or whatever. But it was really cool to go from the SNES era and, like, hearing stuff on the PlayStation for the first time was amazing. It was so good.
So you're going 5th generation?
Yes, that'll be mine.
I'll probably agree with 6th generation PS2, Xbox. I still listen to Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack. So.
I want to say 6 was probably the biggest one for me as well. Because that's just when I started playing the most stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah. Good question, though. Joey writes in, "Hey guys, glad to see you all back together, if only for this week's show. Just a few quickish questions here. 1. What is the weirdest question you can ever remember hearing from a GameStop customer, whether you were working there or not at the time?" This is all you guys, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just
when I was thinking about this, there was something weird about like a Game Boy Advance, but I can't quite remember what it was.
I remember someone returned a console because it had a scratch on the box or something like that. That was surprisingly common. Like on like the cardboard box, the console itself was fine, but they're like, no, the box has got a scratch. I got to return it.
Yeah, that's weird. I really can't remember my Game Boy Advance one. It was something like we were really close to closing, and he just wanted to see one. And it was like, really, like you're gonna make me go into the back room and get the ladder for like a Game Boy Advance, and then he didn't even end up really wanting it. I can't quite remember what it was.
He just wanted this. I remember you telling me about this like the next day at the store.
Yeah, I remember. I remember telling people about it because it was really weird. I think Nathan and I were working that night, but I can't remember the full conversation.
Okay, number 2. Having just started playing the Ace Attorney trilogy on the 3DS and loving its insanity and quirky sense of humor, are there any games you can recommend that have a similar sense of humor to them? It doesn't need to be a visual novel like Ace Attorney, just anything where the writing is consistently funny.
I thought Lego City Undercover was pretty funny.
Okay.
Immediately, I thought of Ghost Trick.
I was gonna say the same thing. Ghost Trick, definitely. That's because it's the same team.
It's the same team. I'm trying to think. What are the games I think that are like the funniest? There was something I played somewhat recently where I was like, "This, Wonderful 101." I think is one of the funniest games I've ever played. And it'll be kind of similar humor as well. So I would highly recommend Wonderful 101.
Okay.
Anything else for you guys? Funny games.
So I'm trying to think of right now.
Just Cause 2 is funny, but it's a different kind of funny.
It's not really the writing style or anything.
No. Kid Icarus Uprising's writing was pretty funny.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
All right.
Really?
Also, just like not fun.
I said the writing was pretty. I liked it. It reminded me of Ratchet and Clank, which there you go. Ratchet and Clank's writing's pretty good.
Ratchet and Clank's not bad, yeah.
Stanley Parable. Why the fuck did I not even think of that?
Yep, that's a good one. And they're saying Portal and Portal 2. Those are great for that.
Portal and Portal 2 are a little interesting because depending on who you talk to, you might have heard the joke so much online that they might lose power. I know at least one person that will not play the games because all the humor has been ruined for them because of the internet.
Sure.
Sure. I feel like there's probably a really obvious one that I can't think of, and it's making me mad. whatever.
Third question.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing it here. You ever dig through any things you had as a kid or used to collect at some point and find anything that turned out to be super rare or valuable? Like, I was going through my old Pokemon cards the other day and happened to find a first edition mint condition holographic Charizard card that I probably just found randomly in a pack as a kid. P.S. John, if you end up having a Pokemon wing in your museum, I'll gladly donate this.
That's quite the offer, John. A holographic Charizard.
Mint
To be fair,
condition.
Those cards were worth a lot.
I remember those were big even when back first collecting. I don't think I have anything that's super rare or valuable.
Some games I've collected, that's it.
Let's get real. He has to have a Pokemon wing, right? In his museum.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now, he has this awesome thing to start it with.
Because there are so many things Pokemon-wise you could collect. You could probably fill a wing in a museum.
You could easily fill a museum.
You know what? Sure, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably have some old games that are rare now, but nothing like major that is like sticking out.
Yeah.
Maybe even some random trading cards too, but nothing major.
I had one of those poison steel slammers from Pogs.
Man.
That thing was like maybe worth $1 back in the day. It might be worth like 10 now on eBay or something.
That's probably the thing, is I probably have something that's worth just a little bit more than what I paid for it, like Crazy Bones or something.
Oh, Crazy Bones!
Nice.
The original amiibo. Kind of. I know.
Crazy Bones. I remember Crazy Bones were banned at my school.
Yep, because it was gambling.
And it was just you'd play for keeps, and
Yeah.
then kids kept getting upset because
Yeah.
they would lose their toys.
That's right.
Yeah.
And with that poison steel slammer, I stole all the Pogs until some kid actually stole them from me.
I have my Crazy Bones in a little carrying case that's a coffin. It was a crazy.
Yeah, those were the carry cases for those things. I remember that.
Yeah. Crazy Bones are weird.
Yeah.
All right, John, you want to take this next one?
All right. Hang on a second. I got the list lost here. Devin writes in and says, to Sean and Paul, Life is Strange is a very powerful game, or so I think. It brings up some tense subjects that most games don't talk about. See our Christian friends' rooftop dilemma. And it's just really sentimental and melancholy otherwise. By the time episode 2 ended, I had already been put to tears 4 times. So my question for you guys, how do you deal with all the raw emotion of Life is Strange throws at you and brings out to you?
I drink heavily every time. That wasn't a joke. No,
it doesn't hit me that hard. In fact, I don't think any games ever brought me to tears.
I'm sure there's been one that has for me. I just don't know which one it would be, so I'm trying to think now of.
I mean, I've gotten emotional at movies or TV shows before. I don't think any game's done it for me though.
The ending of Snake Eater is pretty good. Talking about the boss and he salutes you, you're just like, oh my god.
Sure. Like, I'm not saying there aren't emotional moments. I'm just saying they haven't hit me like that. So I guess I don't have how do I deal with it? I guess it's not much of an issue for me with Life is Strange, really.
It's not even over yet, I think, is the thing either. Like, for me, I just want the next episode. So there aren't really feelings of I'm really like depressed or this is kind of sad or something. It's more like I need to see how this story ends now.
Yeah, I think what you're kind of saying is like an excitement.
Exactly.
And I get excited with the games too, especially like with that, and then I'm always I know I'm gonna get to talk about them on the podcast, which is great for me to do.
Dude, the ending of Final Fantasy X is kind of depressing. Not gonna lie, that one hurt a little bit because it's just like my main character. What? Even though I hated him with a passion, holy shit.
John, there's like a PS here.
Oh yeah, this is why you want me to read it, huh?
I can read it.
To John. Yeah, you go for it.
Why the fuck haven't you played this game yet?
Because I don't own it.
You don't really play well, hey, Steam.
Yeah, Steam sharing, bro.
Steam sharing.
Yeah, but we don't have our Steam sharing reconnected. Remember?
Okay,
we'll do that.
Yeah, we should get that
Either
done.
way, you don't really play adventure games, so it's not really. These aren't really your genre.
I've heard it's good, but I just haven't had the time to really be playing much. I've only had the time for handheld stuff.
Sir, I know that's like.
So.
All right, I'll take this next one. This massive one. All right. Andy writes, can we rename John's Museum to the John Wheeler Museum and Emporium in memoriam of Sean Booker's PS3?
All right, so what is the story about this? Because I kept seeing this pop up last week. What happened?
Yeah, I guess I'd like to thank and also complain about all the emails we got.
What happened?
Where people sent the letter F in.
So stupid. What a dumb gag.
It's not even funny.
I know. It's so good.
Happened?
So Sean was talking about how his PS3 died, and then he said basically, no, it's not. It's just at my parents' house.
I said it's not with me. That's literally what I said. And then Paul was like, in like memoriam of Sean's PS3, type F or send it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no, it was.
Chat's going crazy. You guys were like 19 people last time.
It was press F to pay respects for Sean's PS3, and then I also said something about like if you're not here and listening to this afterwards, be sure to email in F to pay
like,
your respects.
All week I would just keep checking it to like a new one. Anyway, I'm gonna go.
Amazing.
He says, jokes aside, I have some comments regarding what Sean talked about last week regarding Splatoon. Now that it's out. Supposedly, there was a rumor going about that review copies were different from the actual game in some respects. The map rotations happen after a few hours rather than a full day, and they swap both maps for the rotation instead of just one. Also, as someone in chat had mentioned last week, it was very much possible to disable motion controls in the options. Overall, the game felt very smooth and polished. Yes, that does seem to be the case. John said it was a few hours, so maybe my review copy was a full day. But also with the motion controls, yes, you can change that in the options. Again, I had mentioned though that I kind of got used to it pretty quickly.
I turned them off immediately.
I didn't know you could. I played the whole game with it. I did go back and double check. You can change them, and I didn't. And so in my review, I didn't complain about the controls because you can fix them. That's totally a thing. For Paul, Heaven's Sword, the next expansion for Final Fantasy XIV comes out in a few weeks. This will be my first time experiencing a launch of an expansion. Do you have any experience you're willing to share regarding expansions you've gone through? Also, I heard Flight was rumored from flying mounts in World of Warcraft. I found this peculiar, considering flying mounts are being added into Final Fantasy XIV soon. Thoughts on this? Did you enjoy flying mounts?
Okay, yeah. So to address that part first, the reason why they take flying mounts out until you're the highest level in every expansion is because they put a lot of work and time into creating the zones and stuff, and they want you to see it from the ground level and not just fly over it with like little specks of it here and there. So there's that, and they want to make it a little bit harder for you. Like, they don't want you to be able to just mount up, fly to your destination where you need to like collect a thing and then fly away. They want you to like clear the mobs and get the grinding XP and all that sort of stuff. So I see why they do it. It is kind of annoying because I like flying in World of Warcraft because it's faster and more convenient, and I have leveled up enough characters to, it's like, I've earned this, just let me do my thing if I want to. But I see why they do it. I'm glad they're adding that soon. As for expansions I've gone through all of them for World of Warcraft. Most of them I did the midnight launch, which was always in like the dead of winter. It felt like it was always outside waiting for like an hour in a lineup with a bunch of other people. That's kind of shitty, but what's even more shitty is when you bring it home, you install it, and then when you try to start to play, your server is full because everyone else on that server decided to play that day, and they happen to be in a different time zone, so they got it earlier. Expansion days are not my favorite. If you want to like actually have fun playing the video game, I would say maybe wait a week or two.
It sounds like any launch.
Yeah, if you just want to be part of the zeitgeist, though, and be there when, like, 100 people are trying to grind the same mobs at the same time, then you should be there, like, the launch day of an expansion, because that is stupid for all the right reasons. People, like, stealing shit away from each other and joking around and stuff, or just yelling at each other, whatever happens in your server. Other than that, I hope you enjoy Heaven's Ward. I will not be there because I'm not far enough in Final Fantasy XIV yet to really care. But I hope you have a good time.
And for John, thanks to your Aria LP, I had an amazingly huge craving for a Castlevania game. I went to a nearby game store and found a copy of Dawn of Sorrow, so I decided to buy it and try it out. So far, the game has been alright, but I felt it a bit lacking in comparison to Aria of Sorrow. I'm not sure if these were the same problems you mentioned in your LP, but I felt like the grind for souls was even more tedious than Aria. I also found the touch controls to be a bit more imprecise at times. Whoa, someone's moving things around in the thing.
Oh, yeah, what's going on?
A bit more imprecise at times for the seals, and that got rather annoying. The UI for the menu also seemed like a step back from Aria. I really didn't like how cluttered it felt when I was trying to choose my souls. Overall, they were just nitpicky things I had, but I wanted to hear your opinions regarding Dawn of Sorrows.
First off, good job going to a game store and just finding it there.
Yeah.
The Castlevanias are a little hard to find now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of nailed on the head my issues with Dawn of Sorrow. You have the grind more to get the souls. I don't remember the UI being that bad, all things considered. I remember it being about the same as Aria's, to be honest. What else did you say? Yeah, the grind for souls. Oh god, the seals. Oh, that was my least favorite thing of Dawn of Sorrow.
I agree.
They give you so little time to do it, and you need to be completely accurate. Otherwise, you need to continue the boss fight, which was super obnoxious.
Yes.
I remember. I think I got to the halfway point, stopped for a while, came back to it later. Bizarrely enough, after the halfway point, when I came back to it later, remember actually enjoying it a lot and like getting through the rest of it, no problem. And then like the extra modes you unlock were really fun. But man, they made some dumb decisions on that, which is funny that it's still the highest rated of the 3 Castlevanias on Metacritic.
Mm-hmm.
Or the DS ones, rather. Personally, I like Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia better. But Dawn of Sorrow is still good. In my opinion, it's the worst of the 3DS ones, but that depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
All right. Christopher writes in, hello to everyone at the top-down perspective. As a temporary send-off to Sean, I'm sending an avalanche of questions your way. And he is not lying.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. First question. Seeing as how popular games like Life is Strange and Seeing as how popular games like Life is Strange and Game of Thrones are right now, it seems like adventure games are in something of a renaissance. Looking at these games and comparing them to old point-and-click adventures of old... Oh, I read that wrong. 80s to roughly PlayStation era, what lessons and mistakes from the old games do you think have been learned and which ones have been ignored?
There's less pixel hunting, for sure. That was a big thing.
There's like none anymore.
There's none now. It's basically like dialogue trees are the new adventure games.
Yes.
Or some. I'll even say like Professor Layton is like an adventure game. Because you're pointing, clicking around, and then there's just puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
But even like your standard adventure game, even less puzzles for sure. Like Life is Strange, Game of Thrones, they don't really have puzzles. Game of Thrones does not have puzzles.
At all?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay.
But most of the Telltale stuff doesn't really have puzzles anymore. And Life is Strange, like the closest thing you'll get to a puzzle is find this one dialogue option and then rewind it so you can ask this question instead.
Sure.
Like that's about it. Or maybe like some of the escape stuff, like make sure you walk around in the right way or something like that. But
sure.
So it seems that your standard point and click adventure game now is just dialogue options. But then you have like Broken Age, which is like an old school adventure game for sure, like that, which is good as well. But I feel like there's like the Telltale style of adventure game.
That's the popular one. Yeah.
Yeah, which Life is Strange falls into that category.
I think it's because they keep going too. Like there are points in a point and click that if you didn't find the right item to combine with the bubble gum to get the key or something, like you're just stuck there until you looked it up or you had a friend back in the day who could tell you like where to get it or something. Where now, since everything is conversation based, there are some conversations that even if you don't choose an answer quickly enough, it will give you like a default one. Like it keeps the thing going, so you just kind of power through it, where you could actually be stuck at a part back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Second question. As a whole, do you feel like game developers are wising up to the mistakes that flash-in-the-pan companies have made over the past 30 to 40 years and are avoiding them? Or do you think that the rise and almost as instant fall curse is going to only affect a higher fraction of developers in the future? That is a heady question.
So like kind of like one-hit wonders, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say this is going to happen a lot more often because of like AAA development's starting to have issues now. Things are becoming too expensive to make, which is why we're seeing that resurge of indies now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I kind of want there to be more people just making flash in the pan like games and making mistakes and stuff, because it means that we're kind of growing as a medium doing that. So I kind of hope that they learn from like some of the mistakes past companies have made, but they still try new things and don't just stick to a formula. So I
guess it would mean we'd get more and like more diverse and different stuff.
Yeah, it'd be nice. That is a heady fucking question, though. Jeez. Number 3. Can any of you think of any RPG or strategy games with an absolutely awful, as in near rage-inducing gameplay system, but the story was so good that you kept putting up with it until the end, or vice versa? I think the key thing here is that you put up with it to actually finish it. In which case, no, I cannot.
I want to say the vice versa option's probably got to be easier. A bad story, but the game's fun.
I feel like a bad story doesn't really detriment as much as bad gameplay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you can just ignore the story and keep playing it.
I don't know. I got nothing in mind.
I was originally thinking Hyrule Warriors, but then I was like,
that's not an RPG or strategy game.
Well, it could almost be like, I guess it's closer to a strategy game. I don't know.
I don't know if I'd...
Then again, I didn't really like the gameplay,
Mash
and there's
X
not much
Y.
of a story.
I would not call Mash X or Y much of a strategy. So.
That's true. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, John. It's not a very good game. You're right.
No, I like the game. It's not a very good strategy game.
I'm trying to think of a game that I was just like, I don't care, but I'm going to keep playing it. John, did you love the 99 Nights story?
I'll be honest, I don't remember it.
Okay, but you just loved that gameplay.
I don't mind Dynasty Warrior gameplay.
Okay,
it's cathartic.
I guess that's the same thing. Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors are so bad.
I honestly can't think of any RPG. Well, I can think of an RPG. The only RPG I can think of that I hated, I stopped playing and returned to the store because it was a rental.
Which one?
So, Aiden Chronicles: The First Mage for N64.
Oh, that's right.
It's the only game I ever rented and returned immediately.
The original Dragon Age, I found the story fine. I just could not get into the gameplay, and I tried several times. So there's one RPG.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Mass Effect. I never felt the first Mass Effect shooting was very good at all, but I really was invested in just everything else.
Oh, I'll agree with that one too, and I had to go back to Mass Effect 1 after playing through Mass Effect 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what question we're on. 4. Paul. Yeah, that's me. With all the MOBAs you played, what pieces of various ones would you make to Frankenstein together the perfect game? Good Lord. The problem... inherently the problem with this question is that most MOBAs are all very, very similar because it is just solid core gameplay, like throughout all of them is the same, and then they add little things here or there. I really, really like what Heroes of the Storm has done by taking away the shop and having to worry about buying stuff and just focusing on what you do as a player. So I would
So is
say
there anything you miss from a different game that you wish would be
in
in
Heroes,
there?
honestly, no,
Yeah.
there isn't.
No?
No.
Heroes is perfect?
Like maybe the pricing structure from other games, because I fucking hate how much Heroes cost in Heroes of the Storm.
Okay. Well, there's part of it then.
So, like, yeah, I would basically have the Dota 2 model of all the characters are free and you could just buy aesthetics with the Heroes of the Storm gameplay, probably. So, it's basically already been made. All my work's been done. Thanks, Blizzard.
There you go. You can sleep all tonight.
I sleep well every night, John, on my piles of money.
My bad. with many beautiful women.
No. Not many.
One beautiful women.
Number 5.
That one took you a second. I was a little worried on that.
Yes. Why hasn't John talked about the original Yoshi's Island on games he's played? Is it because you're waiting for you to finish the game and give more complete final thoughts, or do you feel like you're talking about it enough as is?
I feel like I'm talking about enough as is. I'm putting up a half-hour video every week about it.
Yeah, you don't really bring up any of the games you stream here, just in general.
Yeah, because
So.
I mean, most of those games, like, I don't choose to play, if that makes sense. Like with LPing, obviously I do, but with streaming, I really only get to choose the first game, and then it's out of my hands for the rest.
You've technically
Sure.
have played them, though.
Oh, no, that is true for a half hour.
Yeah,
But
that's. Yeah.
I will have you know, sir, I have had people ask me if you were going to talk about a game you stream because they want some weird thoughts about some of the games you've played. So,
such as
I don't. Well, I mean,
Well, then I guess they got to write in.
the one, yeah, they have to write in, obviously, because I mean, John doesn't listen to me; he will listen to you. But the example I'm referring to is when you started talking about Cliffhanger, when we kind of pushed you to. That was great. That was a great time.
that fucking game.
That fucking game, exactly. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, half an hour video of every week of you talking about the game. That's more than this podcast worth of talking
Yeah.
about it. So, yeah. And the final question he writes in with, I've been trying over the past few months to get myself to exercise more to help lose weight. Sean, as a man who specializes in being handsome as fuck, TM, what advice would you give to help alleviate the pain and keep my mind focused on consistently exercising or dealing with the boredom while doing so?
First off, thank you for the compliment. You got to find something that you enjoy doing each time. If you're just counting down, the minutes until it's over, watching the clock the whole time, you're obviously gonna hate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, exercising can be in tons of different ways. Find a sport you enjoy. Work out with a friend. Competition is always fun if you have like a buddy to go to the gym with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but a lot of losing weight is also eating habits. So maybe look at what you're eating and try and clean that up.
Coming from the guy who eats a full pizza, you cannot let a pizza sit there.
But to be fair, like I hit the gym like every day, so like my metabolism can easily destroy a full pizza.
Right. No,
So, and if you do work out often, you can
eat a full
whatever you want.
pizza.
Yeah, exactly. But for every pizza I'm eating, I'm not like eating McDonald's.
Sure.
I barely eat any fast food as it is. So
Sure.
but yeah, the main thing is you gotta find something that you enjoy doing. I enjoy lifting weights at the gym, so it's easy for me to keep going back to it. You might not be into that. Maybe you're into running. Maybe you're into soccer. But either way, like a little bit of something is going to be more beneficial than nothing at all. So maybe even just go for walks or something. I don't know. Just figure out something you enjoy doing and then do that. That's what I would recommend.
He ends with, thanks for reading my questions. Best wishes to Sean.
Yeah, I'm excited for the trip.
Yeah.
Is it John? You got the next one? Is it me? I can't remember.
Should be me.
Okay.
This one comes to us from Nomi. Says, with Windows 10 being offered as a free upgrade for Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 for the next year at least, how do you guys think it will affect us as gamers, and do you think it would be worth it to upgrade? I know this is not entirely a gaming question, but I have done some research and I'm still on the fence for it. I do like my Windows 7 setup, but a free upgrade might be nice. I'm gonna tell you right now, as a gamer, probably don't jump on that immediately.
Agreed.
Yeah, because so much like problems with compatibility with drivers, even though like compatibility mode's built into Windows at this point, you'll still have some issues. So at least wait a little bit. Don't be the guinea pig, which is what this is. This is Microsoft asking for free beta testing for Windows 10, essentially.
Unless
totally
you have
agree.
a laptop and you don't care about gaming on it, then like try out the new features.
I totally agree with you guys. I love updating my stuff. I'm gonna do it like day one.
You gonna go
man.
for it?
Okay.
I mean, like I
Dude, can I talk about go
everything is saying don't do it, and I totally agree with you because I've even upgraded from when I went 7 to 8, and it like messed up my machine, which was annoying. But I'm just a sucker for like upgrading stuff and updating things, and I like just seeing new features and whatnot. So I'll probably just be done and do it anyway.
Can I talk about how the little thing they added to the menu bar
The
for
taskbar?
upgrading to Windows 10? Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like a spyware thing.
Yeah.
well, it's the what do you mean? It's the Windows icon.
Yeah, but like it's more like you upgrade to Windows 10 right now. Just click on this and get your free upgrade. It's just like that's spyware to like the nth degree.
Well, I mean, it's the same as like when my phone tells me, "Hey, you have an update for like the operating system." But yeah, I was kind of like, "What was that?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is the update thing." And so that was kind of weird just seeing it pop up there randomly.
It's still there. It hasn't gone away for me.
Have you typed? Did you type in your email and go through it?
No.
Okay, I did, and it's still there. So I guess it'll just be there. July 29th, that's when it comes out.
Yep.
Silver Knight. Hey guys, first of all, I just caught up with the podcast and I heard that Sean hasn't played hasn't played the Ace Attorney investigation games. If you like Ace Attorney, I really suggest you play the games you are missing in the future. If you do, there's a chance you might not like the start of the game as it is quite slow, but I strongly suggest you finish it once you start because it will be quite worth it at the end. After the second game in the series, which was translated by fans some time ago, it is way better than the first. That's my 2 cents on that. Okay, this is a question, but I have a quick thing I want to add. Is Ace Attorney Investigations different than Ace Attorney?
Yeah, you play as Edgeworth and Gumshoe, and you like go around getting evidence for prosecution.
But these are the DS games, right? Like this is like the fourth one or whatever.
This is the spin-off game, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the fourth game is Apollo Justice. But
then
like,
which one is he talking about? Fan translations? Like, is there
that's
not a
that's
North
Ace
American
Attorney Investigations 2. It's one we didn't get over here. It's like the only Phoenix Wright game I think we didn't get.
Okay. I totally plan to play through like all the Ace Attorney games at some point in the future. But yes, thank you for the recommendation. Anyway, now first question. He's been enjoying John's Castlevania Let's Play, and so he decided to pick up a copy of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow as someone
Where are people finding these copies of Dawn of Sorrow so easily?
As someone who really dismissed the Metroidvania games after hearing the explanation in the video and seeing how it plays, I've really been enjoying it. Sean and Paul, what are your favorite Castlevania games, if any?
Go ahead, Sean.
Probably Shadow Complex and Dust Elysian Tale.
Good. I mean, those are good answers. They're really good.
Sorry, Castlevania. I just read Metroidvania again. Then my default.
Oh, I thought you were just being a dick.
Yeah, I thought so too, honestly.
Because he used Metroidvania in the sentence just before it, so I just kind of skimmed over it, and I thought he was going Castlevania. Like its default, it's not Dawn of Sorrow. Symphony of the Night.
Okay. I'm trying to remember the name of it. What was the remake of the first Castlevania on the PlayStation?
Chronicles.
Yep, that one. Dracula X is great. I really liked things 3 did. I really liked some things 2 tried to do. I kind of liked the first Lords of Shadow game, if we're going to count that. That was okay.
The Shadow one was fun once you got past the start.
The start's really shitty, but after that, it
Really?
is Shadow of the Colossus mixed with a hack and slash. Basically, it was great. There's some good boss fights in it. If I had to pick one of the like newer version, probably Dawn of Sorrow. I do like it, except for the seals was infuriating.
Mm,
I haven't played the DS games. I wish I had. I heard good things.
they're
And
really
I keep with you guys, obviously.
Just go
Well,
to a
apparently-
GameStop. Apparently, they're everywhere.
good. Apparently, yeah, like looking on eBay, they're all going around for like close to retail price. They're like, I'm seeing like $30 US
Pretty
for a
cool.
complete copy, which is interesting.
Yeah.
He says, thanks and all hail Wii Mini.
God.
All hail. Oh, he actually did the dongers. Yes.
Yeah, he did dongers as well.
Yes, he did.
What is that?
You'll see as soon as I type it in the chat.
No. What is it?
Raise
What
your
did you call
dongers.
them?
Raise your dongers.
Razor dongers? I don't know what this is. What
Don't
is this
worry.
reference?
Dank
It's a Twitch
memes.
meme.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I guess this is me. All right, Latios says, "What's your favorite villainous speech in any game?" Final Fantasy 12 has some great ones from several characters. I mean, ironically, Dracula from Symphony of the Night.
I was gonna say, what is a man? Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad that Bloodstain actually has you throwing wine glasses as like an attack.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Is that, I forget if it's an attack or if like it's an attack boost. I think it might be an attack boost.
I was gonna say that guy from Metal Gear Rising, I think it's the final boss.
Senator Armstrong.
Yeah, he was really good.
Apparently, like everyone tells me I need to play the game just to get to Senator Armstrong. 'Cause apparently,
Well,
he's
it's
fun.
like the end of the game. I think my favorite part of that game is like the second or third level when you're fighting like the octopus lady. That's my favorite fight. Like that thing is bananas. That's a weird game.
On that same train, Solidus at the end of 2, just like exposing all this weird shit going on in the politics.
That's
Basically.
true. Yeah.
Just attempting to explain the plot of the game.
It's
really.
so good. Yeah, the info dump at the end.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm gonna say Andrew Ryan's speech in Bioshock 1 is my
It's
favorite.
really
villainous
fucking
speech.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah. There's so
Paul,
many.
you got the next big one?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Daniel writes in. Last week, Sean was asking where the phrase Nintendo holding the fun hostage came from. It was from E3 2014, where it was announced that Smash Bros. Wii U/3DS was getting DLC as well as the general announcement of Amiibos, and it was speculated that Amiibos were going to be a form of exclusive DLC, character/content, hence Sean being unnecessarily pissed at this and coming up with the phrase holding the fun hostage.
You're right, because what they did with Amiibos was so much better.
To John.
Like their Amiibos are physical DLC, is what they are.
No, Amiibos are physical. And then they give you bullshit in the game.
It's still DLC technically.
I guess technically it is still DLC, but you get like a sword or time trials in Splatoon or whatever it was.
And gear, yeah.
Like at least when I thought they were going to be giving you DLC that you had to buy this figure for, I was thinking it would be worthwhile DLC that would make you want to get the figure. But no, I think Amiibos are just for collecting the figures, and too bad they don't do something cool in the game. Have either of you guys tried out the Nintendo Bits thing? Where you,
No.
no, like
no.
it downloaded itself
I
on
think
my
I
system.
actually own all those games legit, so it's like pointless.
I'm curious what, because it was actually character specific, right? Like figure specific.
No, not at all. You could put down Rosalina and get like Kirby Superstar.
No, I know that's what I mean, but like you would only from that point get Kirby
Oh, yeah.
Superstar for that specific
That
figure.
specific Rosalina would only give you Kirby Superstar, yeah.
I'm kind of curious what my Kirby would get me.
Sure.
So but I need to try that out. I was just curious if you guys looked into it. Anyway, continue.
To John. I'm watching your Let's Play of Castlevania Aria of I'm watching your
Let me guess. He bought a copy of Dawn of Sorrow.
Well, I'll keep reading. We'll find out. I'm watching your Let's Play of Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and I want to address something you brought up in the first episode. The reason why Soma has a knife in his possession at the start of the game relates to the fact that firearm possession in Japan is extremely regulated, even more so than the United States and Canada. It is more accessible and technically legal to carry a knife for self-defense as a result. On the flip side, this is also the reason why knife attack crimes are so common.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that still defeats